Our 5-2 Tigers travel to Durham, North Carolina to take on the 3-4 Blue Devils of Duke University. And we're calling this the debacle in Durham. First quarter action, 3rd and long. DK1 drops back and hits Clark on the curl for 11. Then Kincaid goes back to the air and hits Davis across the middle. He turns it upfield and picks up 15. A few plays later, Tez takes the handoff up the middle, makes a cut and gains 11. Later in the drive, Kincaid keeps the option right and gets into the end zone. Tigers strike first, 7-0. Ensuing kickoff, Lloyd catches it on the 2. He starts it up the seam. And look at the blocking that he gets. He gets a huge lane and is gone. 98 yards to the house. We are all knotted up at 7. Grambling takes back over. Tez takes the handoff up the middle, makes a cut, and gains 8. Then Kincaid drops back and hits Salmon on the slant. He turns it upfield and gains another Tigers first down. Later, Kincaid goes option right, gets the corner and follows his blocks. He's brought down after a 24-yard pickup. A few plays later, Kincaid drops back. Can't find anybody, so he uses his legs. The defenders go with the wideouts and Kincaid dives into the end zone. 14-7 GSU. But here come the Dukies. Jones keeps the option left, sheds the Bridgewater tackle, turns it upfield, and is finally pushed out after a 37-yard gain. Then Wilson shows off his speed. He takes the handoff up the gut, gets great blocking from his O-line, and walks into the end zone. G-Man offense back on the field. Kincaid comes out throwing. He connects with Salmon across the middle for 22. Then Carter takes the handoff up the middle and fights his way for a 16-yard pickup. Next play, Kincaid goes play action and connects with Payne across the middle for 14. A few plays later, Carter takes the handoff, hits the spin move, gets upfield, and picks up 9. Then Flowers would power his way into the end zone. Grambling takes the lead right back. Blue Devils come out throwing. Jones drops back and throws a beautiful dime to Taylor for 20. Then Jones drops back and hits Lloyd on the slant. He sheds a few tackles and is off to the races. Cherry finally catches up to him at the 1-yard line, and Wilson would punch it in for his second touchdown on the day. The back and forth continues. GSU looks to score before the half. Kincaid with the deep drop and hits Carter across the middle. He puts a move on 3 defenders and picks up 18. Then Kincaid goes back to the air, tries to force a pass to Salmon, and is picked off by Saxton. Turnover number 1 for the Tigers. And Duke would take advantage. Jones drops back and hits Chambers on the sidelines for 20. Then Jones goes back to the air, connecting with Taylor for a 24-yard pickup. Next play, Jones is picking our secondary apart. He hits Rahming on the cutback cheese. He bounces off of 2 Tigers and gains 21. And Wilson would get his 3rd touchdown of the half, 28-21 Duke. Ensuing kickoff, Victorian catches the kickoff at the 5. He starts up the seam, gets a great block, bounces it to the outside, and turns on the Jets. He's finally pushed out at midfield. DK1 will come out throwing, this time connecting with Clark for 11. Next play, Kincaid goes play action and drops a gorgeous dime to Salmon on the sideline. He gets both feet in bounds for the first down. Then Tez takes the handoff, follows the right side of the O-line, weaves through traffic, and gets into the end zone, 28-28. And the special teams would let us down again. Ensuing kickoff, Wilson catches it at the goal line and brings it out. And look at the great blocking. Wilson finds a crease and hits the sideline. He sheds a tackle and returns it 65 yards. 30 seconds left. Jones drops back and hits Chambers across the middle, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. Then Jones shows off his touch, hitting Taylor in the corner of the end zone, putting the Blue Devils up a touchdown at the half. It's been a back-and-forth battle in the first half. The G-Men defense needs to come out and get a stop. The Duke offense keeps rolling in the third. Jones fakes the screen pass, and check out the throw to Taylor, and the wideout would do the rest. He sheds 2 tackles and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Duke. Next Tiger possession, Kincaid drops back, scrambles left, sets his feet, and throws a laser to Salmon for a 31-yard gain. A few plays later, Hickbottom in the game. He threads the needle to Pate, and the wideout fights for 15 yards. Kincaid comes back in, runs the option right, and fights into the end zone. Tigers cut the lead in half. After another big kickoff return by Duke, Jones keeps the option left, cuts it up the middle, and picks up 18 yards. Later in the drive, Brown takes the sweep right and gets another touchdown for Duke. The lead is back up to 14. Next GSU possession, Kincaid tries to force a pass into Salmon, but is picked off by McDuffie. Turnover number 2 for the Tigers. A few plays later, Brown takes the handoff, bounces it outside, and gains 12. Then Brown gets his second touchdown on the day. The G-Men have given up 56 points. But Grambling is still fighting. Kincaid drops back, scrambles right, sets his feet, and hits Clark downfield for 47 yards. Then Kincaid connects with Pate across the middle, wide open for a 27-yard pickup. And DK1 would get his school record 4th rushing touchdown on the day. But Duke wasn't done yet. Jones drops back and has a ton of time. He hits TJ Rahman for 19 and the first. Then Rahman puts the nail in the coffin with this 29-yard TD reception. Duke goes on to roll big in embarrassing fashion, 77-49. I swear this game was like a bad college basketball game. DK1 finished 25 of 40 for 364, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Tez went over 100 yards again, but only had a trip to the end zone once. Kincaid ended the day with 4 rushing touchdowns. Clark caught 7 balls for 116 yards. And on defense, well, let's not look at those numbers right now. It's back to the drawing board for the G-Men. That ends a 4-game winning streak. Such an embarrassing loss for our Tigers, but it doesn't get any easier. The number 25 ranked Wildcats of Northwestern come to the hole for homecoming. Thanks for watching, guys, and sorry for such a lopsided defeat. We'll look to get back to our winning ways next week. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are brand new, and hit those links in my description. And we'll talk about this terrible loss in the Tigers Den podcast. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.